What's up, y'all? We are back with another episode of Thompson N Stuff. I'm your host, Amanda, and today we are recording our episode on July 4th. So happy 4th to those who celebrate. Um, if you guys hear any fireworks or firecrackers in the background, it's okay. It's just the neighborhood kids. They're getting it out their system. Um, they are just fireworks are not legal in Illinois, I guess. And the city I live in, they just decided not to have a fireworks show. So the kids, they took matters in their own hands. They went across the border to Indiana and just bought up a bunch of fireworks. So they're just getting it out their system. Hopefully, everything will be all good and done tomorrow. But I know when I wake up to start my day, I'll be walking outside to a very foggy setting. Happy 4th to those again who celebrate. Me personally, I don't call it Independence Day. I just take it as a day. I just eat a lot of barbecue, hang out with my family. But we did everything with my family yesterday. My grandmother, she cooked an amazing meal. My aunt barbecued. So I ate a bunch of stuff over there. And then I went to go hang out with my favorite aunties and all my cousins. And now I'm just at home getting ready for the week. I'm chilling here with a cup of my favorite cranberry juice, and I'm here to talk to y'all. Happy belated Father's Day to any listeners who are fathers. I was spending a lot of time with my father these past couple weeks, just hanging out with him. We had pizza and we just sat around and talked about old times and different times we had with family. And Juneteenth was the same day, so that's basically where I was. But I'm glad to be back podcasting. I have a list in front of me to talk to you guys about. So I want to get into it. But before I do, I always say my gratefulness, my appreciations for everybody listening. I have a lot of new listeners. Shout out to my new listeners in New Mexico. Shout out to my new listeners in Vermont, Philadelphia. I see you guys. Let's keep this going, keep growing. I'm just a little old girl from Illinois, so I'm not famous, but I'm not a stranger either. So let's get into this episode. Lots of stuff to talk about. So here we go. Okay, so this first story I'm going to go over is it's fairly new. The details of the story just came out a few hours ago when I woke up. Again, it's 4th of July, so around here in Chicago, Chicagoland area, even in local areas where you all live, they probably have, little parades and stuff too. But I got a news alert that there has been a mass shooting in Highland Park, Illinois. This story kind of shocked me and broke my heart a little bit because, it's another mass shooting within like weeks of another mass shooting. And also, um, it's in Highland Park, which shocked me because if you're not from Illinois, Highland Park is a really, really, really nice area. I mean, so nice. Michael Jordan had a house out there, and that's where he lived when he was playing with the Bulls all these years. That's where he lived with his ex-wife, and that's where they raised their children. So, of course, it's a really nice neighborhood. They released a picture of the shooter. I don't know how to pronounce his name, and I kind of don't want to say his name, but he is unfortunately still at large. I believe it was 6 people killed and a lot more wounded. So it's sad, and I hope that they do catch him because he is pretty dangerous. So, and my thoughts and my condolences go out to the families of those who lost. And I was reading on Twitter, I'm done with thoughts and prayers. And I've been hearing that so much lately that I can't help but to agree. Um, another mass shooting with a teenage gun person or gunman. I don't know what our Congress is doing. I mean, I hear about laws that Joe Biden is doing something with laws for gun control. I heard like something about it, but I don't think it's a start, but it's not enough. Not only have we had this shooting in Highland Park today, we had the one shooting in Buffalo, New York, and then we had the shooting in Texas. Now, the one in Texas really, when I first heard it, it really ripped my heart out because it involved innocent children. Now, when Parkland or Sandy Hook, I think it was Sandy Hook or Parkland, I think they were both around the same time. I was in high school. And when I first heard about the Texas mass shooting, I felt the same way I felt when I heard about those kids at Parkland and Sandy Hook getting shot. And me personally, I don't like to hear about children getting shot. It's like it, it it's that if you ask me one thing that'll pull at my heartstrings, and hearing children getting hurt like that, I can't take it because it's just I don't want to say some of the details that I've heard while, police and everything were in the building cleaning up and, figuring out what happened with the children because it made me sick to my stomach. And what they're going to do for the school in Texas, I'm kind of split about. Um, I heard that they are going to tear down the building where the school was. At first I was like all for it because yeah, what if a loved one goes past that building? They have that hauntness, the haunted memory of that's where they lost their loved one. But at the same time, it's like I think something's gonna be covered up. They're covering up something, and if they demolish it, it'll go away, and that's just not right. So I I truly send my thoughts and my prayers to the victim of the Texas shooting. I also heard that the husband of the teacher who was shot there, he passed away of a heart attack right after he lost his wife. So wow, and they were young. They were like maybe 30 or 40 years old. They had probably young children now that, and those children probably have to look after their younger siblings if they're over the age, the legal age, of course. And that was just heartbreaking to me. And you know what? One more heartbreaking thing to me as well about all this shooting and stuff in America. Well, two the heartbreaking things. Um, it's this one commercial. I've seen it on regular TV probably like one or two times, and it was a commercial of kids saying how they have these different school supplies. Now, when I first saw this commercial, I thought it was for like a Target commercial. It was like a Walmart commercial or something. Oh, my mom thinks that this backpack is cool for shielding, and then I watched that commercial again, and it was about school shootings. And what really tugged my heart again at this commercial was the little girl, the last student in the commercial. She was in the bathroom. She was crying. She said, I have this phone to text my mom. I love her for the last time. Or some, like, I'm paraphrasing. But you guys know what this commercial is. And she starts crying and she hears feet walking in. And it was, I can't believe we have shit like that in this country. And you think it should like wake up the Congress people or something, please. Like we should not have to make these type of commercials in this country. And you know what else is really, really sad? After the shooting in Texas, I read somewhere that freaking the sales of bulletproof backpacks has increased. That should be sad and embarrassing to all these other countries. Like bulletproof backpacks for children. Wow. And I understand more and more why a lot of people who are parents who are my age and maybe a little older, they say, I'm going to put my kids in homeschool. Homeschool, homeschool, homeschool. And at first I was against that. Like, Because I was all for kids, like, okay, they got to have a social life. They got to have friends. They got to experience, like, especially if you do homeschool in high school, they should experience homecoming and prom and all that stuff. But now it's like, maybe, maybe they should be in homeschool for the sake of their safety, but it's just all around sad, and I just hate waking up to hearing another mass shooting, especially that they're this close to each other, like especially the one in Highland Park. In Highland Park, like that's like from what I know living here, now y'all know I'm from the Southland, so it's not as good as Highland Park. So we all people us people who live in neighborhoods like mine and all that stuff, we look at those neighborhoods and like, man, damn, that's a nice neighborhood. That's a nice neighborhood. But it just shocks me now that a shooting in Highland Park. Oh my God. I and it was on video too. I saw a video of it on Instagram. Um it's just shocking. I'm shocked. I'm truly in shocked about this shooting. Um Also, I'm also in shock about Roe versus Wade. Now, when it first came out, when it first happened, as soon as it happened, I didn't hear anything about it. I was kind of wrapped up in my own mind, but once I sat down and I had time to start watching the news, it the way they have it set up now is a bit frustrating and a bit messed up for all women in this country. So basically, the new law is it's up to the states to decide on like abortion laws. In my state, I live in Illinois, as you guys know. So JB Pritzker is our governor, and on his social media, which I don't understand why you have to put out a statement on social media, but at the same time, it's the new thing. So he said, women's abortion laws are legal here. Everything is still legal here, all that stuff. But now we have other states like Texas and Oklahoma and the southern states and all these states, the Dakotas. Now they're banning it completely, which is messed up because I talked about this openly on another episode of the podcast. When I was younger, I was a practicing Catholic. So Catholics, they don't believe in abortion. So I kind of followed that. They showed us the video and stuff of babies being aborted in school, and it was just weird. But then as I got older, I learned about, the miscarriages and you might have to go through this health crisis where you do have to, abort your child. And I became pro-choice after that. So I feel horrible that this decision was made. But then I also heard stories after a few days after it was overturned that judges in certain states kind of blocked the abortion ban. I know they did one in Louisiana. They did kind of one in Florida for like 15 weeks or something. And then they did one for Texas. So it could go either way. What I want to happen for this is that they start investigating these people in the Supreme Court and just start kicking them out if they can do that. And then, I mean, again, this is what I wish can happen, and they just reverse it back, or all the governors who believe in women's rights and all that stuff can just maintain everything, help women out who needs the abortions who live in those trigger state laws. I mean, I heard, the big companies, Netflix, Disney, I can't believe Disney, but Disney, and it's another Comcast. So I guess like NBC Universal, all that stuff. They're saying that we can pay for our employees who live in these states who has the trigger laws to cross the border and get their abortions and whatever they need. Also, Planned Parenthood, I scroll through Instagram every day. I see that you know, they are saying, hey, we're going to set up this fund. We're going to help you as best as we can. Also, shout out to Lizzo. She has a new like shapewear line. And she says all the proceeds of that is going to abortion funds and all that stuff. So good for them. I'm glad to see that there are good people out there that are still like helping and fighting, if a law goes down. So um, just keep fighting for those people. Keep helping them out as much as you can. And I hope that they don't, if these women who lives in these trigger law states, if I said that right, they can cross over borders and go get abortions and they won't be charged for anything because they shouldn't, because it wasn't done in that state. So we'll see what happens. And yeah, I really want those people to be investigated and kicked out because did you guys know that one of the people who voted to overturn Roe versus Wade was a woman? Amy C. Barrett, I'm going to call her that because I don't know her name, but she's a woman. She has a uterus. She probably got kids. She's got a husband probably. And then Clarence Thomas, which they always poked fun of him on In Living Color. I never understood why, but now I do. And he was talking about overturning interracial marriage and gay marriage. It's like, why are you messing with people who want to get married? And aren't you married to a white woman? So, okay, you're going to make everyone else's interracial marriage illegal. So that means you're going to have to leave your wife too. So there. So boom. Sorry, Clarence Thomas. So if anybody from Congress is listening to this, investigate them people, please. And tell them to stop messing with innocent people. Thank you. So we're going to move on to music news. I got a couple new music news pieces here. As we were apart, I got the news that Young Thug and Gunna was arrested for, I believe, mostly RICO charges. Now, y'all know I didn't go to school for law. I don't know what RICO charges is. Is it like affiliated with money or something? I mean, I don't know. But it's still weird when I first heard it. It was Gunna, Young Thug, and then like all the other members of YSL. And they thought that YSL was a gang. I'm like, oh my God, that's so racist. YSL is a business. It's Young Thug's record company. Come on, guys, relax. And now they're saying that Young Thug, his crew members are saying Young Thug is a dangerous man. He's the most dangerous person. And I'm having a hard time wrapping my mind around that. I think that's just the media talking. Because when I look at Young Thug, I just see someone who's scrawny and raps in cursive. I'm sorry, but it's true. I don't see him as a dangerous person. But then again, I don't know him like that. So, yeah, Young Thug and Gunna have been arrested. They are currently in jail. So they got arrested probably a couple months ago. So they've been sitting in jail. Young Thug recently went to court and they did deny his bond and they kind of pushed back his next court date. So we don't know what's gonna happen. They've been pretty quiet about that. Also, Gunna, they kind of took his bond away too, I believe. And YFN Lucci is still in there. He's been gone since like last year. I wonder what they're gonna do for him. But they've been reporting the story a lot, but then it kind of went quiet. So, if I hear something else, you guys let me know if I don't let you guys know because it's still weird. I refuse to believe Young Thug is dangerous. I'm sorry, he just doesn't look up to par to me. So also Diddy's been going through a lot of good things lately. In my opinion, he does deserve it. Diddy did sign to Motown, and started his own like R&B label. So I guess the Bad Boy label is for hip hop and this new label is for R&B. Now, he has a new single. It's called Gotta Move On. They play it a lot on the radio here and I love it. It's got Bryson Tiller on it and it's pretty catchy got pretty catchy, tune. I like it. I listen to it all the time in my car. I just put it on my Apple Music and pretty catchy. So he had his Billboard Award performance. I didn't see the Billboard Awards, but I did see the BET Award performance. I didn't watch the complete show because, I'm in that age group where if I watch the BET Awards, I don't know what the heck is going on, you know. But I did see the BET Award performance. Everybody was there. Freaking Faith Evans. What really blew me away was Shine was there. Now, Shine, if you don't know the story, Shine was signed to Bad Boy back in 1999, and then him, J Lo, and Shine, they went to some club, and then something broke out, and somebody got shot. Diddy got off on the charges, but Shine ended up going to jail for like 10 years. Now, Shine wasn't an American citizen, I guess. So he got deported to Belize, and then now he's like on the House of Representatives. Like, he was on Drink Champs, and I don't know how many times Shine and Nori said the House of Representatives, the House of Representatives. I was like, it was so annoying, but it was so funny at the same time. But Shine, he was on the stage. He was kind of stiff, though. I'm not going to lie to you. The way he was holding the mic, he was stiff. And it was just weird watching him, but it was cool. And then also, Jodeci was there. Now, I saw Jodeci in concert so a few months back, and it was just like the concert. They did their thing. Their voices sound great. They were gyrating their hips at their big age, which I don't understand why, but it was still a nice tribute for Diddy. And he got his award. He had a pretty nice speech. It was kind of emotional. When he performed that one song, every step you take, he was crying out to everybody he missed: Andre Harrell, Heavy D, Kim Porter. Most importantly, I almost cried when I saw that when he said, "Kim, I miss you." Kim Porter was his girlfriend many years, and then he had his twins by her. So of course, he misses her. Young Miami was there with the sign "Go Poppy," and if you guys didn't know, they did come out and say they were dating. Young Miami had a show or something, a podcast, and she basically asked Diddy like, "What are we?" And they say they hang out, and they go to church and stuff. It was really nice. But congratulations to Diddy on that. I mean, it's well deserved. He said, "Thank you for rocking with me for 25 years," and then I kind of had to stop and realize, man, I grew up with Diddy basically. Like, I was born in 95, so the songs that came out in 95 was like, what, Flavor in Your Ear, and then a year later I was 112 came out and all that stuff. So congratulations to Diddy on that. And this other Jack Harlow, I'm not too familiar with his music. I mean, I have one song on my Apple Music, which is kind of catchy, with Chris Brown. But this kind of bothered me. He didn't know that Brandy and Ray J were siblings. I mean, you guys got to give him a pass. He was born in like 1999 or something. Like, I mean, us like mid 90s babies and older, we been knew that. I mean, hell, we knew that Brandy got Ray J the job on Moesha. Come on. Don't beat him up. But then I guess at the BET Awards or the Billboard Awards, they performed together. So I guess now everybody is off that. So there we are. Leave Jack Harlow alone. He's young. He don't know no better. I'm just kidding. All right, so let's get into some more music and some movie news. So on Netflix, Cat Williams put out a new comedy special. And I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be real honest with y'all. I didn't like it. I was watching it and I just turned it off halfway through the special because it wasn't funny. I'm sorry. I love Cat Williams. I love Money Mike and Next Friday After Next. I love A Pimp Named Slickback in the Boondocks. But this was not it. The first few Cat Williams specials I loved. Pimpin' Pimpin'. The one, I think it's Pimpin' Pimpin' is the one we did with Snoop Dogg. And then the earlier one he did with the joke with he told his son, make a pimp decision. Do you want an Xbox for $199.99 or you want the Xbox or the Nintendo 64 from like the classifieds? Those specials are amazing, but this new special is not funny at all. I'm very sad I have to report it this way, that I had to turn it off in the middle of the special. I don't have any intentions on revisiting the special because it just wasn't funny. I think Cat Williams. I mean, I think there was a couple specials before that weren't that good either. Maybe Cat Williams needs to sit down and try again. But then again, I'm not a comedian. I can't tell people how to do their craft. All I can say is for this special, I did not enjoy it. But I am open to the next special for Cat Williams. If he just has a little bit more funny material, it will be fine. But that special was just terrible. I watched it and I just stared at my TV. I don't remember chuckling or ha or nothing. Just I didn't enjoy it. I'm sorry. Sorry, Cat. Um, but he was on the Snoop Dogg comedy special, I believe. He was pretty funny on there. I will say he was funny on there. But other than that, I didn't like the special. But the comedy special, Snoop Dogg's comedy special, you guys should definitely check out. A lot of funny people on there: Melanie Camacho, D. Ray Davis, Donnell Rawlings, Guy Torrey was on there. He was hilarious. That whole special is hilarious. Snoop Dogg. You guys know he's not a comedian, but he's like naturally funny. So he's on there and he told a couple jokes. So that was good. That was good. And then the DJ on there was DJ Pooh. So come on. And DJ Pooh is hilarious. If you follow him on social media, he is hilarious. Um, Michael Jackson has a new album coming out, rumored. It's not gonna be like a whole bunch of new songs. It's basically gonna be Thriller 40. And I can't believe Thriller is turning 40. So I guess what they're gonna do is like when they did it for 25, Thriller 25, like 15 years ago in 2008. They're just gonna, do the whole remaster of the original lineup, and then they're just gonna add on some demos and stuff, or yeah, demos. Cause I had Thriller 25, and I love the "Wanna Be Starting Something" 2008 version with him and Akon, and he redid "Beat It" with Fergie, which is amazing. So I hope. So I think what they could do Thriller 40, remaster the original track lineup and then put those on there and probably remaster those because it was like from 15 years ago. 2008, things didn't have the best quality. Like, if you watch a video on YouTube from like 2008, it would basically be pixels. Come on. So they should do that. And then there was some demos out there. They're on like okay, so for me, I'm a big Michael Jackson fan. So when they they say a new Michael Jackson album, I kind of have a feeling what songs are going to be on there. So, there's hella demos on YouTube. So they're probably going to pull the demos from YouTube and just remaster them too. Which is fine. But I'm also excited because, the state hasn't put out any new albums. I think they signed a deal for like 7 or 8 new albums and they only like fulfilled probably 5 of them. So I think they should really do like a Thriller 40 and a Dangerous 30. No, a Dangerous 35 because 30 would have been 2020, would have been last year, but they didn't do anything last year only because I guess everything was on hold because of that Wade Robeson situation, but they should do something for Dangerous. History and all that stuff. I mean, I think technically they released those unreleased songs for History and Invincible, but they put it in like the Michael album. But nobody I had the Michael album, but I didn't know some of those songs were fake until I really sat and listened to those songs. And then I got rid of the album because as a Michael Jackson fan, it didn't feel right with me having the album. So I was like, just get rid of it. So I think they should do, if they have to fulfill the last 2 albums, Thriller 40 and 20 and Dangerous 31. Dangerous 30. But they could just release it a year later. Just say you've been sitting on it or something. So yeah, I mean, I'll get the Michael Jackson new album. I had all the physical copies, but I sold them. So, well, at this point, it should be on Apple Music. I hope it's on Apple Music because it'll be much simpler for me to access because this isn't when I was like a little kid where I had to beg my mom to drive me to like Target or something so I could buy the CD. So if it's on Apple Music, it's cool. I also have access to it. Microsoft Explorer is dead. Yeah, I mean, there's a generation out there that never used Microsoft Explorer. To them, it was Mozilla. Google Chrome or Safari. For me, it was Internet Explorer for a long time. Then I went to school. My first like my own computer I have for myself. Well, it wasn't mine, but it was I was in middle school. They gave us laptops. I don't know why or who decided to give a bunch of 13 or 14-year-olds laptops. I don't know. But I was introduced to Mozilla in school, and then again, guys, fireworks, it's okay. I was introduced to Mozilla, and then from Mozilla, I went to Chrome. I started using Chrome in like high school, and then I went from Chrome. I was using Chrome. I still use Chrome to this day, but then sometimes on my phone when I need to look up something, or when I first got my first iPhone, which was like in 2020, 2017, 18. Um, if I wanted to look up something real quick, or like how you take a picture of something and it pops up, yeah, I use Safari for that. So rest in peace Microsoft Explorer. Yeah, but you gotta understand a generation doesn't know who you are. Also, but yeah, Microsoft Edge is their replacement. I have it on my computer. I don't use it. So there's that. Um, J Lo and the George Carlin documentary I did watch. Those are both on the HBO Max app. J Lo's, or no, I'm sorry, George Carlin's documentary is on HBO Max. J Lo's documentary is on Netflix. Now, I did enjoy J Lo's documentary. It basically followed her around as she prepared for her halftime show that she did with Shakira. I remember that halftime show. It was a long time ago, and I don't understand why they decided to put a documentary out about that now. Um, but yeah, it was cool seeing her sing with her daughter and the little girls, and Jennifer talked about her life story and her hanging out with her mom and her family on Thanksgiving. I'm not a big Jennifer Lopez fan. I mean, I like J Lo. Her J to Low album was like life when I was 6. But it was a cool documentary. She told stories of how her and her mom got into it, and her mom basically didn't go for what she wanted. So I guess she kind of resented Jennifer and all that stuff. So she told that story, and it showed the halftime show. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I did kind of fast forward through that part. So, but I did see like the part where she told her story and stuff. She has an interesting story. The George Carlin documentary was 2 parts, and as you guys know, I love George Carlin. I've seen every special of his, and the reason why I love George Carlin so much is not because of his, well, yeah, because of his talent. But I was watching another George Carlin documentary years ago, and they also mentioned this in this documentary very briefly. George Carlin used to do comedy back in like the 60s and stuff, but he would dress up in like suits. And George realized that he was not comfortable in his suit. So he started dressing like himself, the tennis shoes, the khakis or the corduroy pants and the jeans and the shirt. And that's when he made his most memorable comedy, stand-up comedy. Like it's the same for me. Like you guys will never, if you guys see me out, you'll never kind of see me in like dressy clothes and frumpy clothes unless I'm like going to really something important or like brunch or something. Because when I do my craft, I want to be comfortable. When you see me doing like nothing outside of work related, I want to be comfortable. So I did enjoy that. And it told his personal story. What I didn't know was that how his wife passed away and how he remarried, but remarried air quote. He remarried to another woman shortly after his wife's passing, but he was really happy. And you got a chance to see his daughter. His brother was there. I didn't know he had a living brother. It was a really, really nice documentary. 2 parts. It took me about 2 days to watch it because I'm at that age where if I watch something, I turn it on, I'm gonna go to sleep. Like right now, I'm watching the Troop documentary. There's a Troop documentary on Tubi, And it's basically telling the story of Troop. If you guys don't know who Troop is, spread my wings and fly away. That song. So they're basically telling the story from like different eyes of the members. Oh, and also speaking of Tubi, there's this movie with Erica Mena on there. It's called The Stepmother. Now, say what you want about Marquise Houston and the whole Chris Stokes situation. I don't listen to his music anymore or anything like that. But he knows how to make some movies. Because that Stepmother movie was not that bad. You know, because I first saw it be advertised on like the Shade Room. It was a pretty good movie. Erica Mena were a little skeptical about certain things, but she did a really good job in that movie. So shout out to them and check it out. It's on Tubi. Tubi is free. You can set up an account. You don't need no credit card or nothing. You can watch like old shows like we grew up watching. Right now on Tubi, I'm watching Ricky Smiley for Real, which I did love that show when it first came out on TV One. They have TV One shows on there. They got like unsung episodes and all that stuff. So you could check out Tubi, and I could get like what's it called? Sponsorship Tubi. I love you guys. We love you in my house. So yeah. Shout out to Kourtney Kardashian. She just got married, or about 2 months ago, a month and a half ago. God, she married Travis Barker in a very lovely, intimate ceremony in Italy. They got married like 3 times. So got married in Vegas, and then they got their papers in Santa Barbara, and then they officially tied the knot in Italy. The wedding was beautiful in a Adams family type of way. But it was a nice ceremony. Kim was there, North, their kids, just all that. And get well to Travis. He had pancreatitis or something, had to be in the hospital. His wife was there. So she's happy. They're happy. All is good. God is good. And shout out to Beyonce for putting out a new song, Break My Soul, which has a Crystal Water sample. It's pretty catchy. It's not catchy enough for me. I need to give it a little bit more time before I put it on my Apple Music. But shout out to Beyonce. My theory on Beyonce still stands. She's probably going to put out one more album and she's retiring. And she's just going to probably focus on Ivy Park or something, or clothing line or business. But the song is catchy. Streaming on now on Apple Music. And let's get into some more stuff. So we just got fresh out of versus season. We did have two versus battles in a row. So the first versus battle we had was UGK against 8 Ball and MJG. I did watch parts of that versus because I was only looking for like certain songs to be performed. UGK, I was hoping they performed Big Pimpin' on behalf of Pimp C, rest in peace, Chad Butler. And for 8 Ball MJG, I wanted them to perform No, You Don't Want No Drama. Those are my two favorite songs right there. They did. But I didn't really pay attention to the other songs, and I didn't really watch the whole thing, so I cannot really say too much on it. But the Omarion, Mario, Bobby Valentino, Ray J, and Sammy one. As I state a million times in this documentary, I was born in 1995, so this is my generation and maybe my older siblings' generation. That's why I always joke and call it your big sister's music. So the verses of the R&B, I call it the R&B niggas convention. Now, because ain't nothing up there was R&B niggas, okay? Okay. So we start with Ray J and Sammy and who else? So it was just a bunch of them. And Ray J, Sammy, and Bobby Valentino. They were the three culprits, okay? So Ray J performs, I don't know if he was drunk or not, but he was doing that weird dance to One Wish and singing, and he had his child in his hands. Then Sammy was talking big shit, and then he performed I Like It because, I love that song, even though it's like maybe almost 25 years old. And then Bobby Valentino. Now, I'm going to tell y'all this secret, and the only person who knows this is my best friend, and I know she listens to it, and she's going to probably laugh at me all over again. So, the song Anonymous, right? For years, I thought Bobby Valentino was saying, let me be the Bernie Mac, so where you at, love? So, since I was like 13, 14 years old. I'm sitting here confused, like, what does Bernie Mac have to do with anything? Till I was like 25 and I had Apple Music, and if you press that little function where you see the lyrics, it says, "Let me be the perfect match." Now, don't y'all laugh at me. Forget y'all, okay? I had bad hearing. So, back to the R&B niggas convention. They're all up there singing. I mean, singing harmony to a point where Ray J was standing on the side of the stage mad. And it was just, and they were just up there too long. So I know black people, we don't know how to start on time for shit, but they were just up there all night. You know what's crazy? I really didn't pay attention to the whole verses because I was actually on the phone with my brother and we were talking, but it was on the TV in the background. And every 5 minutes, I would look over my shoulder at my TV. They were still there. So I got a little annoyed and I'm like, okay, I'm turning this shit off because they're still singing. And then Bobby Valentino wants to do like a shine a light on me and one mic stand and this. And then they came out, Omarion and Mario came out. Mario's from Baltimore, they talk big shit over there. And then Omarion came out with Orion. And shout out to Orion. I had a CD back in the day. If you guys didn't know, Orion had a CD. He had one album. It was still good, but okay. But anyway, they were back there talking shit. And then I'm still on the phone with my brother. So things are a little sketchy to me. Turn back in my TV. Omarion is on stage eating a watermelon for Lord knows why. I don't know. So I'm just like, this shit is getting weird. So I turned it off. I didn't want to hear shit else about another verses. And then I saw on the internet people were cracking jokes at them. So it was like, I'm more invested in what's going on Twitter than what's going on the actual stage. But shout out to Mario for winning. Something else I thought about when I was a little kid, my father, he got a new dog, right? And he asked me, what should I name the dog? And I said, Omarion. Because, this was when B2K was like the shit back then, right? And I'm in my room in my father's house, I had like B2K posters all over my wall. So I said, Dad, name him Omarion. And he was like, no, that sounds too much like moron for me. And since that verses, that did kind of replay in my mind. And my father was right. Okay. So yeah, verses, come on, we got to do better. I mean, the verses was created during the pandemic. So now that the world is kind of opening up and people are getting their vaccines and going back outside, I think we should kind of lax on this now. But before you do, Swiss Tim, if you're hearing this, we got to do a producer face off West Coast hip hop, and I vote DJ Quick and DJ Battlecat. If DJ Battlecat can't do it, that's Dillinger. I'm just saying. Just saying. In other music news, Justin Timberlake sells his catalog for $100 million. So another artist selling his catalog. To me, it could mean two things. He's not going to do music anymore. I mean, not anymore, because you see him in the studio with Timbo all the time, right? Or he's just going to start over his personal catalog. But that doesn't make sense because his personal catalog that he sold got Justified. Justified was an amazing R&B and pop album. Then you had the Sexy Back album, Future Sex Love Sounds, I think. And then the one with Let the Groove Set In. So those three albums. He just might be going towards retirement. I don't know. But it still shocks me that Justin Timberlake would do that. And I have a question. Did he sell NSYNC's masters too, or just his music? Because I don't know who owns NSYNC's masters. I would really love to know that, because if he does sell NSYNC masters, wouldn't he have to consult other members of NSYNC? I don't know. Also, I want to send a rest in peace to Trouble. He is an Atlanta rapper. He was unfortunately killed during a visit to a woman's apartment. He was killed by the woman's jealous ex-boyfriend. They did have his services a while ago. I did watch the services. Boosie was there, and he gave a very emotional tribute to him as he, eulogized him at his funeral. So rest in peace to Trouble. Also, rest in peace to Master P's daughter, Tatiana. She passed away. They didn't say exactly, but Master P did say on his Instagram tribute to his daughter that when you struggle, something about struggling with mental health and drug issues. So rest in peace to her. They probably already did bury her as well some time ago. Also, I want to send a prayer to. I'm gonna be really quick on this because you guys know how much I love DJ Quick, and I somewhat have unconditional love for him. So out of respect, I won't touch on this too much. But I send my prayers out to David Blake Jr., who is DJ Quick's son. He was unfortunately arrested for the suspicion of murder of someone in Compton. So I sent a prayer out to him. I sent a prayer out to Quick because you guys know how much I love Quick. So David, keep praying and keep your head up. Caesar from Black Ink Crew. There is no more Black Ink Crew because of Caesar and how he abused a dog. Yeah, that's what happened. I stopped watching Black Ink Crew a long time ago because things just started getting weird. So, yeah, I guess no more Black Ink Crew. And I have a question. So, he still has the shops and everything, but he's just not gonna have a show on VH1. So, does that mean Ryan, like Black Ink Crew Chicago's not coming back on, and Black Ink Crew Compton? Because Black Ink Crew Chicago is ran by Ryan Henry. Hi, Ryan. And Black Ink Crew is ran by Kyla Pratt's husband, Compton. I guess that's his name. So I don't know, but yeah, no more Caesar on VH1 because of dog abuse. But then again, this is the same guy who abused his daughter allegedly, and they had a big show about that. So shame, shame. Mariah Carey is being sued for All I Want for Christmas Is You. And I'm not going to say too much on this because this judge, they're going to probably look at the case and throw it out because it's obvious that Mariah wrote the damn song herself. So, yeah, nice try. Okay, you're not getting paid off Mariah Carey. She wrote the damn song. She said it in um a million like what interviews that she wrote the song. So, yeah, you're not getting paid off the queen. No. And congratulations to Brittany. She got married to her boyfriend, Sam Ashgari. They got married at her house, her beautiful home in Thousand Oaks. But like a day after she got married to him, she moved out of that house. So congratulations to them. You know, she did say she was pregnant, but unfortunately she had a miscarriage. But now she's moving on with her new man. But you know what's crazy though? So the wedding was going on or whatever, right? And guess who came to her house to try to crash the wedding? Her first husband, not Kevin Federline, but her first husband, Jason Allen Alexander. And they arrested him and they just got him off the property. I don't know why he was there or for what, or he was trying to get his woman back. Like, no, but they had a great time at their wedding. Madonna was there, Selena Gomez, Paris Hilton, and all that stuff. So, congratulations, Brittany. Live your life, girl. It's gonna be all right. Also, the Chrisleys are going to jail. They were found guilty of wire fraud, tax fraud, all that stuff. So, right now on my mind when it comes to the Chrisleys, I'm thinking about the younger children. I watched the Chrisleys. I used to watch them religiously, but I'm binge watching them now on Peacock. So, they're a funny family. Todd Chrisley's funny, but you know, now they're going to jail for all this stuff. And then they said Todd Chrisley was gay and all this stuff. But I worry about what's the little Grayson, and then they raise their granddaughter Chloe. So I don't know what's gonna happen to them. I hope they're gonna be okay. I hope the older siblings and the grandmother steps in and takes care of them while their parents are gone. So yeah. Sorry about that, Chrisleys. All right, y'all. So that wraps up another episode of Thompson and Stuff. I thank y'all again for listening, and I'll try not to make things so further apart, but you know, life, man. I'm busy. Please follow me on social media. You could catch your favorite Thompson and Stuff episode on YouTube. All you got to do is look up my name, Amanda Marie Thompson. I do post other type of content on there. I'm learning how to work iMovie on my phone. So I want to do like, more grocery store hauls and all that stuff. So we're going to work on that. Follow me on TikTok. Let me see what my TikTok is because I don't know it by heart. My TikTok profile, you can follow me on Amanda Mart S1. So AMANDAMARTS1. That's on TikTok. My IG, you can follow me A-Marie-son-of-Thom. You can follow the official Thompson and Stuff podcast page as well. And my Twitter is a-son of T. You can follow me on Twitter as well. I thank y'all again so much for listening. Shout out to Germany. I'm growing a following in Germany. It's crazy. Like, I'm not super Diddy famous, but I have a following in Germany, so I could brag about that if I want to. Okay, so shout out to y'all again. Happy 4th to those who celebrated. Stay safe, and I hope to hear from you guys on my social media. Hit me up anytime. uh, I'm gonna do a question Q&A. I know I've been saying that for 2 years, but I'm gonna plan to do it soon. So thank y'all for listening and stay safe. And I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.